First one is called Tongues. You have always been a wonder. They say when God made you, he made an instrument of your lips, put magic in your words and music in your voice. Haven't you ever wondered how or when you became so articulate? How it is that when you speak, crowds pause and listen, and when you finish, your silence is accompanied by thunderous applause. How your tongue molds worlds so beautifully, and your lips master the art of language effortlessly. How you lift your voice in worship, and heaven comes down to receive it. Or how tones and vowels vibrate in your throat like strings of a court phone in theater. I've watched your red lips part like the Red Sea and release a flood of heaven's tongues. Words that human minds cannot conceive but only experience. I've heard you shabak a man at the brink of death back to life, and muse hope back into the arms carrying the life of a dying child. They say your tongue has been touched by Yahweh, baptized in the rivers of consuming fire. They say your tongue spills mysteries of divinity, mysteries of the seven heavens and the four-faced sevens of God. And if anointing was a myth, your lips are the evidence of his grace. I cannot help but wonder, if your tongue was made for miracles, couldn't you spare a few words for me? Could you muse the fainting child in me back to life? Shabak my insecurities into pillars. Tell this child kind words, any words. Release me from this cage where I've jumped through hoops, tumbled over my head and rolled on my belly, chased my tail in endless cycles for you, for your validation, for your affection. Just say something. Light the path of the child crawling in the place where women are dancing. Thank you. Okay. Rubies in the sand. I am unsung heroes, arched backs and rivers of sweat, the struggle of manhood when archived in the valleys of abject poverty, the absence of honor among men, but king in my castle. My queen, she calls me king in the castle. A wooden shack with pierced rooftops that's only good for shade. Yes, I am dusks and dawns that rise and fall with songs of empty bellies and daydreams of awaiting sleeps. I am sleepless nights, plagued with children's cries and greedy insects that feast on hungry hosts. I am blistered feet and soulless sandals, a struggle too desperate to hope for change. Mother and babe wrapped in sheet, blessed Wednesday markets and Friday evenings, where salvageable fruits and vegetables fall from tables belonging to businesswomen and virtuous saints. I am bright eyes and cheerful laughter, handmade plastic bag footballs and bent wire cars, the child who knows not of poverty. I am the zeal that is hinged on moments as trivial as the fall of rain, or the bell that signals the ice popsicle cart passing. I am warm hugs and stories around fires. I am true love and contentment, the purest joy and simplicity, precious treasure in plain sight. I am a raw love poured from crucible furnace, a smelted ore that scorches flesh when handled in haste, but left to cool, sets into solid, unbreakable gold. I am love that will bend and stretch to wrap myself around your neck or hang on your ears. I am gold that spun from dust, making treasures of the haunted shell you call a heart. You see, I am spoken word poet, weaving your essence into soliloquies and sonnets. Farmhand, planting love on the garden of your opal skin. I am shapeshifter, a vessel molding to fit the space between your lungs. I am love that pulls your essence to the surface of your skin and makes you glow. I am here and I am now, but tomorrow belongs to God. sail the sea without a ship. Here lies the Red Sea before you, raging waves that flog the shore with might and strength, a force of life and death before you, a doomed and fatal end, a place with no way forward and no way backward. But right here is where the Lord's invitation brings you and your lineage, where the bloodlines of your mothers and fathers meet to redeem their young ones in you. Here is where he says, remember my name, where he says, call me your God, not the God of your fathers. This is the shore he calls you what he named you, where you are called by your first names, called to stretch your hands, called to lift your rod. This is the sea where he builds the waters into walls, plastered by nothing but the eastern winds, waters into walls that won't fall except on the heads of those who would have you fall. A rampant mightier than Jericho to shield you and the young of your loins. But do you have the courage to step into this dreadful passage? Can your faith carry your feet past your doubt towards freedom? The miracle is waiting, and freedom is calling. Will you run or crawl to him? Will you trust the great clouds that light only the path on your feet while casting darkness on others? Will you stand at shore frozen in awe? Will you build an altar here? Worship the marvel before walking into the promise? Will the precious stones at the gates melt into golden calves before your feet travel through the waters, the terrifying red road marked by his very own red and bloody feet? Thank you.